Uh, the importance of scientific naming of organic molecules, right? For which the IUPAC nomenclature has been developed. Almost for the same reasons, even polymer scientific naming is also important because you know uh, similar in case like in case of organic molecules, even the traditional naming of polymer nomenclature is not systematic. Some polymers have been named by their sources. Some polymers are named by their discoverers, or some based on the trade name by a company. Therefore, for unambiguous identification and recognition of polymers, IUPAC naming is required again for polymers. you know, for example, if you take a polymer nylon 66. If I tell nylon 66, does it give any information about its structure? Of course not. In fact, nylon 66 was a nylon, at least nylon was a name which was coined by its company DuPont, which US company which invented this polymer. And actually, nylon doesn't stand for anything. So it is simply a designed name. Or you take Bakelite, it's again a polymer, very hard thermosetting polymer. In fact, that was the first synthetic thermosetting polymer, Bakelite is. It was named as Bakelite by its discoverer Bakeland. In fact, when I tell Bakelite, nobody gets an imagination, slightest of the imagination, that it is made up of phenol and formaldehyde. Is it not? So, we require scientific naming for proper recognition and identification of the polymers. So again in therefore, to address this issue, in 1975, IUPAC developed a set of rules and approved them. Of course, there have been amendments given to these rules later. But today, since of course we are discussing polymer under physical chemistry, I am just giving you a glimpse of nomenclature. I'll just introduce you to the principle of naming, the guidelines of naming that can be extended to any polymer, basically. So we will not spend too much time on this topic. In fact, it's a vast topic, naming of polymer, because name should be as diverse as the polymers themselves. Is it not? Like in our previous classes where we were studying structures, macrostructures, microstructures, we have just seen how diverse the polymers can be in their structures, in their monomeric residues. Therefore, a name has to address all this diversity. But in today's class, I'm just going to introduce you to how to name an organic polymer of a single chain. Fine. Therefore, nomenclature of regular single strand organic polymer. What is regular here? Regular is the repetitive patterns of the monomers is there. There is repetition of monomers, regular repetition of monomers. Now, straight away, if we go to some structural elements of a polymer which are required for us for naming purpose, they are like this. Now, you look at a polymer here. Look at a polymer, a representative polymer, of course. So it is E1, A, B, C, D, E2. And you see A, B, C, D, B as a substitution R1, D as a substitution R2. And this is the repeating unit. Therefore, it is called N times. Is it not? It is termed N times. And what are these E1 and E2? These are end groups. I mean, this end groups is a new term to you right now because I have not spoken about these end groups. Sometimes when a polymer is growing, and of course, chain termination happens. That's the last step of the mechanism of the growth. When chain termination happens, the end groups tend to be sometimes different than the repeating units. Fine. Different in the sense they don't have that repeating pattern. Sometimes their chemical structure itself may be different. Anyway, I'm going to show you an example of that. So a polymer can be, for the naming purpose, can be dissected into this basic subunits: the end groups, the repeating subunit, and as well as the substitution on the subunits. So how to recognize the subunits in terms of naming? A repeating subunit along with its substitution is called a constitutional repeating unit, that is CRU. Okay, maybe you know CPU, right? It's the mind of a computer. Almost CRU is also a very important fragment. I mean, it's the core of a polymer. Basically, CRU is the core of the polymer, like CPU is the core of the computer. CRU is the core of the polymer. So you first have to recognize the CRU, correctly identify the CRU. Once the CRU is identified correctly, almost our job is done in terms of naming. Now, CRU itself contains further divisions. For example, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 atoms or groups in the CRU, A, B, C, D. And every group or an atom, A, B, distinct group or an atom is called a subunit. Right? And when the subunits have substitutions on them, they are called substituted subunits. And the substitutions themselves are simply called substitutions. And even E2 are the end groups. So how to, for example, if I give these building blocks, how do you assemble? First, you will assemble the CRU and then go on repeating them for whatever length. Finally, you cap them with the end group and your polymer chain is ready. Is it not? So this is important. Now, we will see how to identify a CRU. Fine, this is a very important exercise. How to identify a CRU correctly. Now, always the polymer chain has to be read in terms of its chemical structure from left to right. That's the convention. Fine, always from left to right. The steps for naming a polymer is like this. First, you have to write the structure of a polymer chain, like I've written here in this example. And then you have to select the CRU, name the CRU, and then name the polymer. Fine. So there are 4 main steps. Now, the polymer chain structure has been given to us. So first step is we need not write it, has been given to us. Look at the structure now. It is a backbone containing oxyethylene units, right? There is an oxygen and ethylene units. So it's go on repeating. How to select CRU from this long chain? This is the question. Okay, now, of course, I think you require chain. You remember the chain, right? So when you select the CRU, it can be anything like this, basically. For example, one sec. I'll just compare this with the, sorry. Yeah, please concentrate on what are the possible CRUs which come out of this polymer chain. What are the possible CRUs I can write? You see this? I can take CRU. First of all, what is CRU? It should be repeating. A pattern should be repeating throughout the chain, right? That's the CRU. So look at this. You can either select a CRU like this, OCH CH2Br, which repeated n times gives you the polymer chain, or this is also a CRU, CH2O CHBr. Or you can even select OCH2 CHBr. See, if I cut the chain here, 1, 2, 3 atoms, I get this CRU. If I cut the chain here, CH2O CHBr, 1, 2, 3 atoms, I get the CRU. Or I can even cut the chain. Yes. So now, okay. So which one should I make the CRU? There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units which repeated several times definitely gives this polymer chain, no doubt. Then out of this, which one should my CRU, at least for the naming purpose? which is my CRU. For that, the IUPAC guidelines have to be adopted. It simply tells the IUPAC guideline, preferred CRU is this. Yes. So why is this a preferred CRU? That's because the IUPAC name tells like this. See, yes. The CRU is always selected in such a way that while writing the structure from left to right, for example, these are all the, you can just write the structures of all CRUs possible and then select the preferred CRU. I have selected this as the preferred CRU according to IUPAC guidelines. Why? So from the left, if you have a senior atom, that has to be selected. A CRU containing the senior atom first from the left. So what is the senior atom or the group? It is simply priority wise. Oxygen is given more priority than carbon. Simple. Okay. So in which out of all these possible CRUs, if you apply this rule number 1, what is that? The senior atom has to be selected first. How many CRUs come out? How many CRUs you can select? Which are those CRUs you can collect by applying this rule? Question.
Only
Okay.
2 CRUs.
Yes.
First one and third one.
First one and third one. Very good. 2 CRUs I can select. Of those 2 CRUs, I have finalized the first one, OCH-CH2Br. Why? Because it is again similar to your IUPAC nomenclature. A substitution should give you, it's called minimum logand rule, right? In the IUPAC nomenclature. A substitution should be on lowest numbered chain, atom on the chain. So if you, and how is the numbering in the polymer chain for the nomenclature sake? From left to right always. You select a CRU and name it, label it, number it from left to right. So definitely 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All these get 1, 2, 3. But if the BR is on the first substitution, here the BR is on the second carbon, right? So you get 1 substitution. Here, if the BR is here, it becomes 2 substitution. And 2 substitution is not selected, is not preferred. Why? Because according to the rule, we should select a CRU with minimum substitution. I mean, minimum logand number. Therefore, I have selected the CRU now. Okay. So let me tell you again how the CRU is selected. All possible CRU structures are written. And the one with senior atom coming to the left. Okay. That is selected. And if there are many possibilities according to this rule, substitution is taken, considered, and the substitution on the chain with the lowest numbering will be your CRU. Fine. Okay. Now let me just okay. So what is the name of the CRU now? Fine, you have selected the CRU, right? What is the name of the CRU? This is very important because this is the nomenclature, right? How to write the name of the CRU now? Because I told you, what are the 4 important steps of polymer nomenclature? Write the chain, select the CRU, name the CRU, name the polymer. Fine. So now we are in the 3rd step, naming the CRU. So let me name this according to IUPAC. Always the substitution is shown with the numbering. So where is the substitution? On the ethylene chain, is it not? On CH-CH2 chain. So this unit becomes 1-bromoethylene, is it not? Because I have to number this 1, 2. This becomes 1-bromoethylene. But the CRU also contains oxygen. So write the oxygen here. See, if there was no substitution BR, what would have been this name? It is simply oxyethylene. There is no bracket required then. Bracket is required only when a substituted subunit is written as a part of CRU name. 1-bromoethylene and then oxy, and you enclose this in a bracket. So this is what the name of this CRU is. Okay, now yes, so I've just shown you different CRUs here. Can you name them? Can you name them? The first one. Okay, let us practice. What is the first one's name? I did mention this name previously. What's the first one?
Oxyethylene.
Very good. Yeah, it is going to be oxyethylene because there is no substitution. So name will be a single word, oxyethylene, without brackets, without punctuations. Fine. What is the second CRU's name? What is the second CRU's name? First, identify the carbon chain here. What is the carbon chain here? Carbon unit. Repeating.
Sir, oxyphenyl
Oxyphenyl.
methylene.
And then last.
Methylene.
Oxy-1-phenyl methylene.
Yes, but oxy-1-phenyl methylene is very specific, but that specificity is not required here. Whoever gave the answer. Why? Because methylene is a single carbon atom, right? So substitution can be on it. There is no other chance. There is no other option for a substitution. So when you get a methylene unit, don't write a substitution number. It is simply oxyphenyl methylene. Very good. So let us just see the names. Oxyethylene, oxyphenyl methylene. Correct. Yes. Now comes the third one. A bit complicated. At least tell me what is the chain and where is the substitution? Okay, what is the group here? First of all. Yes. Anyways, I'll just explain this. This group is COOCH3. Basically, it is what? Ester group, right? COOCH3. This is an ester. Substituted part is a ester group. So CH3OCH3. And how is an ester named according to IUPAC? Methoxycarbonyl. Okay. So if this is methoxycarbonyl, now give me the name of the CRU because I've given you the name of the substitution. Now give me the name of the CRU.
Oxy-1-methoxycarbonyl ethylene.
Very good. And where should the bracket be? Is the bracket required in this case? Is the bracket required in this case?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, of course, because
One-methoxycarbonyl.
Yes, sir.
Yes, there is a substitution and the substitution's position we have to specify. Therefore, bracket is required. Therefore, 1-methoxycarbonyl ethylene, or you can also name it as, okay, maybe they are oxy.
Sir,
Please
isn't there be oxy?
Yes, it has to be oxy. Oxy 1-methoxycarbonyl ethylene. And now, this is again, you see, of course, this is an ionic structure. The backbone itself is ionic, but don't worry. Anyways, we'll just skip this. So much complicated structure is not required because, as I told you, we are discussing physical chemistry, yeah? Not organic chemistry. Okay, fine. So now once the naming is complete, naming of the CRU is complete, then you just have to name the polymer, because finally that is our objective, naming the polymer. So how does the polymer naming take place? So when ABC is our CRU, you just have to write poly, enclose that ABC in a bracket and write poly. So that will be the name of the polymer. Or sometimes oligo also. See, okay, for example, what is the name of this polymer? What is the name of this polymer? Oxyethylene is the CRU's name. And how many times has it been repeated? It is telling 10 times. So just write deca-oxyethylene. If it is repeated, for example, some 100 times, you can't write deca, right? You just have to write poly. So if the number of repetitions is small, then you can use all your suffixes which you use your organic chemistry, decane, dodecane, all those things. But otherwise, write poly. So the example we were taking, the CRU's name was oxy-1-bromoethylene, and enclose that in a bracket, write poly prefix. And please be careful while writing the types of brackets. Always first you should write, whenever you require a bracket, you should start with a simple bracket and then go on in this order. First simple, and then square, and then flower bracket, and then again simple, and then square, and then flower. Of course, I think you can write any name with a simple names, even reasonably complicated with 3 brackets. That is more than sufficient. 6 brackets are not required. All these 6 brackets are required when there are double strands, cross linkings, and there is complexity in the structure. Otherwise, 3 brackets are more than sufficient. So first write a simple bracket, the square, then enclose in a flower bracket. That will be the name. Always poly should be your first word in the naming. So example, look at the name of this polymer. The repeating unit is methylene and the substitution is methyl. You need not show the position because methylene is single carbon atom. Methyl methylene is your CRU's name. Enclose that in a bracket, simple bracket, and then write poly. Why have I used a square bracket to write poly? Because simple bracket was already used in the CRU's name itself. But here simple bracket is not used in the CRU's name. So enclose in simple bracket first and then write poly. So polymethyl methylene will be this polymer. And what about this? You see this? The repeating unit is ethylene and the substitution is phenyl. First carbon atom should be there. Substitution is on the first carbon atom. Therefore, 1-phenyl ethylene is your CRU's name. Enclose that in a bracket, simple bracket, then write poly. That will be the polymer name. Okay. So correctly writing the CRU name is the crux. Yeah, is the that is what you should practice. First, write the correctly identify the CRU and then write its correct name. And enclosing in a bracket and write poly is not a big thing. That's the name of these polymers. But anyways, now what I'm going to do is before I give you exercises, let me ask somebody to repeat this. Okay, can somebody briefly explain me the steps in naming the polymer? Briefly explain me the steps. Which are the 4 important steps? Because I sometimes get
The first step is writing the chain of the
please. Who is
polymer.
answering?
So Shashank.
Shashank, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, Shashank. What is the
The
first?
first step is writing the chain of the polymer.
Writing the structure of the chain of a polymer. Yeah. Yes. And then
Next step is identifying the CRU.
very good. Okay. Then
And the third step is naming the CRU.
yes.
And the fourth step is
Yeah. What's the 4th step?
naming the polymer.
Very good. Very, very good. Okay. Can somebody else tell me what are the important guidelines in identifying the CRU? Correctly identifying the CRU. Somebody else?
Sir, CRU contains senior atom.
Who is answering?
Take first.
Who is answering?
Sir Shivanand.
Yeah, go ahead.
Then lowest number of atoms.
No, yeah, man, repeat, please repeat.
The CRU contain a senior atom. Let's take first.
First, you should tell a CRU structure is red. Reading of the CRU is from left to right.
Left. Yes, sir.
Okay. In the polymer structure, what we have written, it is from left to right. And then next step.
Left to right. Then that CRU structure containing a senior atom. Let's take a first.
Yes. First atom should be the senior most atom.
Senior most atom.
Yes. Because I
Then
gave an
lowest.
example of oxygen and
Sir.
carbon. There can be many more. Oxygen, sulfur, carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, carbon, like that. So senior
sir.
most should be your first left atom. Yes. Next.
First left.
Yes.
Then the lowest number of atom in the structure,
What
like
lowest
CH.
number of atom? Yeah. No, I mean, you please refine your answer. Be it more technical.
So like CH2
Substitution.
substitution.
Hmm. Substitution should be on
Lowest number of atoms.
lowest number atom. Yeah. Lowest number of atoms. Doesn't it give a different meaning? What you are I know you know the answer, but I want you to express it correctly. See, it should be lowest numbered atoms of the backbone, right? Lowest number, not lowest number of atoms. Yeah. Lowest numbered atom should bear the substitution. Yes. See, of course, I have not given you that example. If there are more substitutions, like there was single substitution in all the examples, bromine, methyl, and all. If there are methyl plus bromine combined or phenyl plus methyl combined, how do we go about? Then you use your guideline from your IUPAC. What? You should add the positions, number of the position, whichever minimum sum you get, that structure has to be chosen. Right? Okay. So, is there any doubt? Yeah, somebody else before we go to before I show you some examples and ask you to name. Any doubt? Okay, fine. Okay, yeah, because there are only 7 minutes more, so I thought that yes.